Hello underlings, it's your Lord and Savior Vince Sampella from Respawn, here to talk to you about our latest update for Apex Legends, the Battle Royale game that everybody seems to forget that we only released a month and a half ago, yet ADHD people everywhere wanted a battle pass straight away, and are then upset when we rush it out for you and the rewards are very underwhelming. Can't please anyone, so we'll do what we want since we know better anyways. Season 1, called Wild Frontier, doesn't come with any map updates other than jump pad teases near market from last week to quell the thirst of those pitchforkers, and the lack of map changes means people usually playing PUBG or Blackout for Absolute Zero will feel right at home here, but it does come with an aforementioned carrot to dangle in both free and if you have access to your parents' credit card varieties. For the cheap fucks or people that took a look at the rewards for the paid battle pass that, although include enough Apex coins in order to cover your purchase, it also includes useless rank banners at every 5 levels to water down the loot pool even further than the already meh Season 1 only trackers, and skins that look like our designers can only use MS Paint in order to do their work. You could still earn a skin for the new Legend Octane, more on him later, 5 Apex packs which we somehow are allowed to get away from criticism with, even though they're just loot boxes in an EA game in 2019, and those aforementioned showing off your EP and stat trackers. If you do happen to pay actual money that's obfuscated by the currency conversion for the battle pass that psychologically fucks you with 50 leftover coins, you'll get access to things to play dress up with in an FPS, like 3 new Legend skins that look like they belong in an autumn event instead of spring, but if you're not an idiot like us, you'll know that those are camouflage colors, some RNG boxes unless you set your region to Belgium, and instead you'll get crafting materials because their government actually cares about people being psychologically manipulated, and things to make the guns look pretty, especially at the last tier 100, you'll get a sweet looking skin for the worst weapon in the game that isn't a pistol or sniper rifle, with the opportunity to get a gold variant to really drive home the point that we actually want people to use this gun that we put in the game when people were yelling at us for more content. We showed you, plebs. So we also have players that are unapologetically loyal to us because we're basically demigods at developing video games. There's also a 2800 Apex coin option that will get you the premium battle pass, plus the ability to skip 25 tiers, but don't finish it too fast or else you'll start complaining about not enough content when you just did it to yourself, you fucking idiot. And yes, unlike in PUBG, you can keep all of your items after Season 1 is over, and yes, unlike Blackout, this isn't just time-based, it's XP-based, so how you do in games actually matters towards your progression because we are actually a free-to-play game, not masquerading as one while also being $60. However, there are no challenges to rank you up faster because doing mundane, rudimentary tasks that get in the way of playing the actual game isn't all that fun. Also with Season 1 is the release of the newest Legend Octane, a Latino-sounding legend that could run really fast and jump over tall obstacles while carrying around needles with drugs in them. Sounds like Donald the Cheeto Skin Trump's worst nightmare. He's not part of the battle pass, as per the other lock legends that will cost you either 12,000 legend tokens, the in-game currency that you can acquire, or 750 Apex coins, the real money currency. As seen with plenty of leaks that we let slide on Reddit, because it at least gets people off our backs about the update cadence that we've decided on that's slower than Elijah Holyfield's 40 time, the passive ability to regen 1 health every 2 seconds, which sounds pretty powerful until you realize that the tactical ability is a stim shot, since his character model is basically the stim shot one from Titanfall 2. That was an easy port over into our game, so it's not like we actually had to do a lot of hard work here, and it gives you a 30% mobility improvement for 6 seconds, but it actually costs health to use and also messes with your weapon shooting mechanics. Thus, these 2 skills in tandem will balance out the character that's a mashup of Junkrat from Overwatch and Psycho from Borderlands. The ultimate ability that comes every 90 seconds is to place down a bounce pad that will propel players forward and upwards as if strafing wasn't already a huge problem in our game combined with those hitboxes. Speaking of which, we did actually go through with those pensive changes for Gibraltar, Caustic, and Pathfinder to make them not so thick, as you kids say nowadays. Again, those are the only character changes. Wraiths, not scoliosis due to ripping off Naruto running, is still going to be an issue for the foreseeable future. Also with those legends, we've made the changes that we said we were going to with Season 1 that many people, including YouTube channels that should know better doing tips and tricks, thought had been changed, so it's justifiable when we listen even less now to those idiots with balanced patch ideas on Reddit. Caustic won't be like one of those teams having to play into the NCAA tournament only to get the floor mopped by a #1 seed by getting several buffs, including having the decidedly non-gay traps cooldown reduced, increasing their proximity and radius, along with removing the 1-second delay on dealing damage, as well as having the gas grenade ultimate reduced by 30 seconds down to exactly 2 minutes for that ultimate. Another Hitbox Fix character, Pathfinder, is additionally additionally getting buffed by having his passive beacons being increased in the world by 2, and the grapple range slightly increased, but we're not ready yet to have the grapple indicator on the UI because we hired developers and testers instead of artists. The last hitbox legend, Gibraltar, actually got a slight nerf with having your teammates being affected by the ultimate in the same way that Bangalore, who also got a nerf, with the passive double time having its movement speed bonus knocked down from 40% to 30%. However, we did patch that no smoke texture exploit, so I guess you can claim that's a buff. Also, with hackers, we've been swinging the ban hammer to the tune of 500,000 accounts, but we're going to be fixing a bug with our speed hack detection that will fall in an upcoming update, although we might leave it in for a little bit longer because people that cheat are actually shitters and surprisingly end up falling off the map in spite of it being almost impossible to do so in our game, which is actually hilarious when you people post it on Reddit. We're also adding a report button for both PC that will be looked at by Easy Anti-Cheat and consoles for people that just get really salty that someone better killed them, because hackers on console are almost non-existent and literally the only reason to own that antiquated piece of hardware. Lastly, on exploits, we fixed up the bug that allowed insta-weapon swaps by changing stances and shortcutting the Peacekeeper rechamber. This isn't Fortnite, you shouldn't be able to double pump in our game either. On to other quality of life improvements, we've added a sprint view shake setting for anyone that has a stomach that didn't get a vaccine, like an idiot racking up hundreds of thousands of dollars on medical bills for the one person in the past 20 years in the United States that actually contracted tetanus. So basically everyone should set it to minimal because head bobbing is for metal shows and golden era hip hop, not video games. We also added more options for those that use the inferior input device of a controller and adjusted some controls that were counterintuitive to people that actually use them because we programmers are smarter than that and almost always use keyboard and mouse. The knockdown shield has some UI improvements with a bar that drains to indicate the remaining health to the players that actually outplayed your sorry ass. There's also better alerting to let you know that you're now tasked with not fucking up one of the most important parts of the game, the drop, when the jump master is relinquished to you. There's also lots of other minor bug fixes that quite frankly I'm way too fucking busy to read for you, so you could do so for yourself, which I guess I should have just said at the beginning of this, but for some reason people hate reading, so video form actually gets a ton of views for basic human functions. What a crazy concept. I guess that's why I'm programming instead of writing and reading off of a script.